AFTV, Julian. Oh, look at the big smile on his face. He predicted a 1-1, by the way, people. Right? But it all turned out good. What a fantastic win by Arsenal.
It was fantastic. But to be fair to my prediction, I actually thought at 1-1, City were looking good. I thought City were probably the best team that had come to Arsenal this season, and that also includes Liverpool. I thought they were really dangerous. The one weakness that I predicted did come true, which was I think it's Nunez at right back, which I thought we could exploit, and we did exploit him for that first goal. I think he was very much at fault. Arsenal played really well, but City played well as well, up to the point where they didn't. And when they didn't, this was what surprised me. The moment we went ahead that second time, I've not seen a team capitulate in such a disgraceful way as City did. And it was a joy to watch.
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen, that was us a few seasons ago when we were there. We capitulated like that. It was like roles reversal, isn't it? They did capitulate.
Yeah, I mean, they did capitulate, and I can't understand how a team that has been that good, that consistent over the last decade can suddenly become that bad. And I was obviously very enthusiastic to get the shirt out a lot quicker. And,
show him the shirt. Show him the shirt.
And you wouldn't let me, would you?
So he had this shirt. Listen, show him the shirt.
All right, so
I wouldn't let him. That's a thumbnail right there. That is right.
So, and I have to say thank you to Brendan from Canada for the shirt.
You know what, right? He wanted to reveal the shirt, right? When we was doing the starting 11 show, I said no. I said no. I said I know how these things work, right? I know how the internet works, right? If it don't work out, you're dead. And you're not even getting killed by City fans. You're getting killed by Arsenal fans, right?
You got to have faith. You've got to have faith.
They saved you.
And I did have the faith that, I mean, ultimately, Haaland, regardless of the fact if he scored or not, regardless of the fact if City won, the guy needs to be humble because he's a nasty piece of work. He really is. He doesn't deserve the success he's got. And today he was put very much in his place, and that was very, very pleasurable.
Yeah. Listen, he did get. Listen, he's a great player, and even today we saw. Listen, the one chance that he had, he put it away. He was always dangerous. But you saw the players today, particularly the defence. They were pumped for this, weren't they? They were ready for this.
Yeah, they were absolutely. I mean, we were discussing who was man of the match, and I think our conclusion was either Partey or Miles Lewis-Skelly. But then you've got to look at the centre halves, because apart from that one moment, he didn't touch the ball. And this is the question that I was asking myself: is he a great player? Just because in one moment in time he can score a goal, does that make him great? I think in the first half, from minute 4 until minute 38, the guy didn't actually touch the ball. So how can you?
When he touched the ball, he scored, and that's what makes him a great striker.
Well, all right, he put the ball in the back of the net, but if that's all he does, then is he a great player? Is he contributing to the team? Because we've already discussed. We've already discussed today Martinelli. I mean, Martinelli didn't score a goal, but Martinelli was up and down, contributing effectively to the team, because ultimately it's a team game. It's not about individuals. Just because he scored one goal, Arsenal scored 5.
But what would you? All right, it is an interesting one for you, right? Because Kai Havertz today, he missed that chance, but he's created an assist. He scored a goal, and he did work tirelessly for the team. So, for you, which one out of those two players would you rather have as a striker? Because you do have different types of strikers. You have what I call a killer, like a Erling Haaland, or you have what you call an all-round hybrid type striker, like a Kai Havertz.
Yeah, well, if you're talking about an all-round striker, after that miss, you wouldn't say he's an all-round striker, because when you just looked at that one moment, even the first goal, I'll definitely agree with Lee on that, is that a striker would never have thought about passing the ball, squaring the ball. It just wouldn't have got into their head. I think when I was playing football, the last thing I'd be thinking of is when you got the goal in sight to pass the ball. He's not a striker. He's not your killer. He played the ball, and if you're in any doubt, then obviously that miss was one of the worst misses I've seen, because he had the time. Everything he did was right up until the point where it was completely wrong, and he's dragged it wide. It was just pathetic, and you're thinking he's absolutely useless. But he's not useless, because fast forward 70 minutes, he's scoring a terrific goal. So the reality is I can't answer the question. What I can say is Haaland, to me, doesn't contribute effectively to the team, other than the one moment where he scored a goal. But Havertz contributes in all departments, apart from quite often, I'm not even going to say infrequently, quite often when he's in front of goal, he just looks pathetic.
Okay. Right.
But he's not. But the point is, he's not pathetic. But for those one moments, you'd be kidding. I do not understand it. If someone can explain to me, maybe someone that's played at a slightly higher level than me can explain how a player with that much skill, and it's obvious that he can do it, and can then. But he does. He scored a great goal, so he must be a striker. Well, he scored a goal. He scored a goal.
Anyway, listen. Moving it on, right? Wednesday night, Newcastle away. We'll be there, right? At first, remember when we was talking about it before? We were like, there was a lot of people saying, "Is there any point?" But there is a point now, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit of a different game now. You know what I mean? 2-0 down, but Arsenal coming off the back of a 5-1 win. Newcastle lost at the weekend. They've lost 2 games in a row at home. Is it doable?
Look, it was always doable. Football can change in an absolute instance. We could get a penalty, they could have a player sent off. But even when they've got 11 players, we don't get any dodgy refereeing decisions, because we don't usually anyway. The players that we've got, the tactics we've got, if we get one early goal, maybe one goal even later on, 100%. With the quality that we have, the experience we've got, for Newcastle, I could see them capitulating, just like City, because they're not used to it. It means so much more to Newcastle than it does Arsenal, that game, because of the situation of the two teams. Newcastle haven't won anything for how many, 60 odd years? 60 years. This for them is so important, and sometimes where you care about things, you can care about things too much, and that might well be for Newcastle. So I think we've got more than a chance, not an evens chance. They've got to be favourites, but I'm going up there with loads of enthusiasm.
Yeah, and finally, transfer window closes tomorrow. Who would you like to see? Do you think we'll bring anyone in? Do we need to bring anyone in?
So the answer is we do need to bring someone in, purely for numbers. If everyone we've got stays fit, I don't think we do. I think we've got enough. But you cannot rely on everyone staying fit, especially with the amount of games that they've got. Although we've only got 2 more games in the League Cup left. We've got no more games in the FA Cup. Obviously, we're still in the Champions League. So maybe now, when you're looking at the fixtures, they're not like they have been for the last few months. But I still think we do need someone. I don't know who's going to be available. We need numbers, but what I don't want, and I've said this a number of times, is to just go out and spend 60-70 million on someone that's just a waste of time, that's just pacifying the fans for the sake of it.